Hey everyone, welcome back to the Geterbrewed channel. So I want to introduce you to our brewery at Geterbrewed. It's a project that we've wanted to do for a very, very long time, and we've finally been able to bring the right people together, the right building, the right equipment. Just everything has felt really nicely, and we're pleased to be telling you that we're going to be launching a brand new beer brand. We got involved in the homebrewing industry in 2013. What we did was we started a homebrew revolution. We're very proud of what we've achieved, and we give great thanks to our team, past and present, on bringing us to where we've got to today. One thing I've always wanted to have is my own brewery and to be a force for good in business and to reward our team. And finally, we've been able to do that. We've co-founded breweries before. We've experienced in the brewing industry, but this is our brewery. It's our team. It's our project, it's our vision. We really want to help promote and push forward the Irish craft beer scene. So with our own project here, this is going to be, multiple revenue sources for us. So we're going to actually produce beer for bars and restaurants. We're going to produce our own brand beer, and we're going to produce beer for different markets. So we're able to make this not only a production brewery, but a training facility, because it's a showroom for Brewix brewing equipment. It's also an area where we can bring our distribution partners for our ingredients and do seminars and brew days, and we can brew beers and release them to showcase new products. So it's a project that's really exciting for us. You'll see the Brewix equipment showroom videos, but we've got a Brewix 500 and a Brewix Plus. So Brewix is double vessel system, so this acts as a kettle and a mash tun. This acts as a loiter and a whirlpool. And because we've got the plus and the extra loiter tun, it means that we can do 4 batches of beer in a day, knocking out in the region of 2,400 litres per day. We've got a hot water tank, obviously to allow us to fast track production and turn multiple batches around. It's also very useful to have it for a CIP system. We've put cylindrical, conical, stainless steel fermentation vessels in. Now these are pressurized, pharma grade, with the cooling stripes, not only around the main body but also down into the cone. We've ordered them with lots of different extras to allow us flexibility for making different beers. So we've 2 of the CCT 200s at the minute, with another 6 on order to arrive in the next few weeks. We've got experimental kit in the sense that we've got a Brewix 200 system. One of our friends, Chris, has his Brewix 300 system here, and then we move into the slightly smaller fermentation vessels just to allow us the diversity and flexibility to make lots of different batch sizes of beer. So you can see we have 2 1,600 litre pressurized fermentation vessels. Then we have 2 1,300 litre pressurized fermentation vessels. You can see that Ricardus has been working hard, making nice hose holders and just generally making the place user friendly. Moving across the smaller CCT 50 tanks, again these are from our pal Chris, and he's going to be moving in here and working with us moving forward. Then the exciting bit for me, the vanity project, the sort of taking the historical brewing techniques and pushing them into a more modern, diverse and complex range of beer. So this is something I'm personally really excited to be involved in. So we've got 3 15 hec X wine oak footers and 1 25 hec. It's actually a new footer. It doesn't look new, but it's new limousine forest oak. So look, we've got a lot of flexibility here, a lot of floor space. We've extra tanks coming in. We've the option to put in a packaging line here in the center of the floor within the next few months as well. So we've mentioned in our brewery, part of the idea is that it would have multi-use, that it would be a space for our own brewery, that it would be a knowledge centre for doing educational brew days for brewers with our distribution partners, that we'd be able to have it as a showroom for equipment, that we'd be able to have it as a experiential come and brew in our brewery, but also to be able to help brew with our customers and grow our customers. So like Chris has joined us in the new building, and so like Chris, tell the viewers, you know, what it's been like moving in here and why you've moved in here.
Yeah, I think our timetables dovetail pretty well with me working out of the double garage, completely maxed out with these 4 fermenters, couldn't fit one more piece of brewing kit in there. I'm brewing in a residential area as well, just conscious of the neighbours. I was looking to move to a commercial premises. Yeah. You guys were doing your own thing here and setting up this place, and I think it just dovetailed nicely, and here we are. So massive space, great brewing kit. The company's good as well. You've obviously your head brewer Kevin about here to talk to and learn from, and
like we had a brew day here 2 weeks ago on a Saturday, and 4 people joined us. Actually, Chris was brewing as well, so it was great to have customers of ours, you know, or potential new brewery customers, talking to people that have went through that process, and you were able to give them your first-hand experience of that. The viewers are going to want to know what's coming new for Modest. You know, what are you going to do with the new space and new facilities and new equipment?
Yeah, so we've been able to put in a much larger new tank, so capacity's gone up. It just allows us to keep kind of the core beers that we put out year round to the bigger tank, and then use these 4 smaller ones for new one-off specials. So I think people will be seeing just for new beers more innovation and just trying to push the boundaries of what we're doing. That's the goal for me.
I'd like to introduce you to my friend Ali Simpson. Ali has assisted us with our beer labels on our brewery. How I got to know Ali was through the community spirit of Middletown Coffee in Ballymena. So met Ali through good coffee, good food, and just good people. So it's very important for me launching this brand that we had something that our team was involved in, that Dylan that's recording the video felt part of, Ali that's doing the labels felt part of, the brewers felt part of, and create a really good spirit where something that you could get invested in. And then I started talking to you saying, Ali, I want to create a beer label, but I want people to smell the beer in the label. I want them to see the beer in the label. I want them to be passionate about the liquid. And I guess why we're having this chat today is I just want people to know what's it like whenever someone like me comes along and says, I want a beer label. What goes through your head? How do you get creative?
It's difficult really to answer that, you know, because ideas come from all over the place for these kinds of things. I think one of the important things was understanding what you wanted, and that comes down to the quality of the beer that you want to make. And it's important that you like the label first. We talked about that when we were going through the process. It's important that you and your team here like it, so we don't just make something that's maybe on trend or something that I like. But yeah, ideas come from everywhere. I kind of have a log of ideas, song titles, things I've heard people say, and sometimes I write them down and they come back to me and I think, oh, that could tie into. But yeah, I think the quality of the product was the first thing that I kept thinking about. How do we relate to that?
Normally, whenever we were working with you in the past, you're very much a lone worker and you enjoy your own creative space. And I know I probably put you in your uncomfortable zone, throwing in to other creative people. But I think collectively we've achieved something special. The logo that Kuhn designed, the little emblem of the footer, you steered me towards that choice with him, just with your feedback. I seem to really like the artistic nature of it this time. You know, it's not, we'd worked on a project in the past that was very illustrative, sort of focused.
Yeah, part of the thing is I probably see myself first as an artist, and secondly as a designer. So I think I probably was thinking more from an artistic point of view first, but that doesn't always work, because sometimes art can be, you know, the art I might be thinking of could be too abstract for it, and doesn't tie in any way, colour-wise or anything, to the beer. So we want to connect it somehow. So that's one of the things that will, you know, going forward, depending on the colour that the beer is going to be, that might dictate what we do with the label. It might not. Because when you talk about branding and label design, I know at one point we talked about, will it stand out on the shelf? Will people want to look at it? But that's not necessarily what we need to be thinking about. Because that's kind of like a fight that you can't win sometimes. Like go to your average supermarket and see all the labels. There's so many things. There's so much to look at.
The same colours and the same.
Yeah, exactly. So that's part of the process as well, was looking at lots of different beer labels and trying to figure out how do we do something that's really good and really quality, but doesn't just copy somebody else.
Look, I'm really proud of this brand, and I want to continue to have everyone that's involved in it and rewarded as we grow. Well done. I think it looks awesome. I think the viewers at home will think it looks awesome, and I'm excited to see the labels for the driven fermentation project, because that's the sort of special side of it. You know, obviously we're launching now with our brewery, and we'll use that to keep everybody busy and employed until the oak-aged beers are ready, and so exciting times ahead.
I don't know, how do we stand on these things again?
Next part of the team, or next person in the team that I'd like to introduce you to is Cian. So Cian joined us in the warehouse originally in the middle of a pandemic, and had just emigrated from South Africa and moved to lovely Northern Ireland. So look, part of our brewery brand, as you know, it's ours, it's our team, it's our community. There's a spirit there that we want everyone that's involved in it to feel part of it. Not only in the production of the liquid, but also in the branding and the design. So look, you had worked on so many great ideas, and this one we felt it just clicked. So how did you actually get to drawing a circle with a cut out of it? You know?
It looks basic, but there was a lot of, I mean, we went through probably 20, 30 designs. I know when you came and said you're wanting a logo for the brewery, one of the big things that you mentioned was bringing in the fooders, and you wanted to feature the fooders. When you showed me the picture of a fooder, that round circle and that little trapdoor was the things that jumped out.
We did start. We had versions with the line across the middle, and we felt that maybe people wouldn't get what.
And it was just to make it simple. Kind of, you can put that on anything. You can put it on a t-shirt, put it on a cap, put it on your beers, and it just works on its own. It also, I mean, some guys have said it looks like the top of a can. It can work as a bottle opener. And then when we were going through different names, one of the names that came up was The Brewery.
The Brewery.
Which causes issues with trying to search online. And
I think to let you guys know what my opinion on that was, like, we're a husband and wife team here that they headed up, and Deborah had said everybody's going to call it The Brewery at Geterbrewed because it's the brewery at the Geterbrewed warehouse, if you know what I mean. So when we looked at the SEO challenges of that, we realised like we have a lot of knowledge of SEO from developing the homebrew website, but you know, we knew it wouldn't rank as The Brewery, so it was actually your idea to call it.
The part that it was our brewery, that it was part of us, part of the team, and then that little round logo just worked out because it's an O for our. It was. We went through a couple of different tweaks and changes with fonts, but I think that was it. Stuck.
Font looks great, logo looks great, and I'm excited to see, you know, what the brand does. So look, credit to you, thanks so much. And you guys are going to get to know Cian a little bit more. I don't think he's going anywhere in a hurry.
I don't know, maybe.
So all good. To the next member of our team, Kevin McLaughlin. Kevin and I have known each other for a number of years, worked with me previously on another brewery project, and then we had the opportunity to bring him over to this project very recently. Now, we aren't live yet, Kevin, we're just waiting on the relevant licenses and things coming through, but we're starting to get the kit installed, we're starting to make the place look like a brewery. There's lots more still to come, and I guess, like I've reiterated this a lot, our brewery projects, it's about our brewery, it's about our team, it's about our community, it's about our Irish craft beer industry, and we really want people, you know, to get that we're doing this quality and consistently, expertly made liquid, but also make sure people that are involved in the project are rewarded. So what are you looking forward to?
Looking forward to getting brewing. Say we've done this place right. the floors, the drains, the walls, the best equipment. We've got a really good setup here. I'm really looking forward to getting beer out.
Yeah. And is there going to be a different approach to recipe development and the beer styles that you want to drive forward with this project?
Definitely want to do a bit more kind of push it a bit more than what we used to do a bit more kind of experimental brews. We've got the footers up there, really excited to be playing with that. It's going to take a while before we develop that, but definitely trying new things and just seeing what we come up with.
Very much a lot of what we do is going to be export orientated for, you know, the wild, spontaneous, fermented stuff. What type of beer styles are you going to put into the market locally?
Locally, probably pale ales, IPAs, that's everybody seems to want. I like to do a nice stout. I'm personally more a stout fan. We'll do some good lagers too, or pilsners. Just trying to try a few different things out there. We'll get a nice sort of basic range and then trying to push it a wee bit different. Of course, then the footers and the experimental beer is going to be more to the bigger market.
Different approach this time in comparison to my previous brewing projects. This is a purpose-made building.
Yeah.
We were able to map out the area and develop it exactly the way we wanted, so drains were set in a way that they actually drain.
Yeah.
And you know, water supply, electric supply to deal with the huge capacity and draw that we're going to have from the multiple machines. Hygienic boards the whole way round. Being able to have, you know, like an oak section, being able to have an experimental section, you know, and then being able to have, you know, the large fermenters. Obviously,
yeah.
with more large fermenters on order.
Yeah, still and room to still expand more as well.
Yeah. So, how has that been in comparison to other brewery projects? And maybe the viewers don't know this, but like we distribute Brewix brewing equipment, and Kevin helps me a lot with those installations. So, what was the benefits to doing it this way?
Well, one of the big pluses of this install was the space we had. We quite often do Brewix installs, and the benefit of Brewix is it can fit in a small space, but it's not always the funnest one to install.
Yeah.
But we have plenty of space and room to get these all set up. I say like the benefits we had here as well, you say we made sure we had to have 3-phase power. We had good water pressure, and I set up lots of water points all around.
Yeah.
A good resin floor with the sweeps to all the drains, easy to clean down. I say the hygiene walls, just everything's able to wash down and spray down at the end of the day. It makes brewing so much easier.
Looks well. Credit to the whole team here, all the contractors, everyone we've brought in, so it looks the part.
Who dug the drains as well?
Yeah, so
you got the footage of the drains being dug. Yeah.
So, well, like we have a maintenance guy. We need to throw Ricardus in here, and he's much more than a maintenance guy. I'm not giving the guy credit. He's an engineer. He's a great worker. He's just an all-round good guy. But unfortunately, you two got left with the job of the drains. So we have drains under drains, haven't we?
Yeah. So the idea to try and get a good fall in these drains, we dug down 2 feet, set soil pipes at the correct fall, and then we're able to have our top drains at a much less fall with intermittent kind of vents for them.
Yeah.
It just meant we could get a nice neat fall on the floors, but yeah, it was kind of going out 2 feet of floor was quite backbreaking, so it was fun.
Look, we've came a long way together. I remember the first time I met you at a brewery, you were doing a tour, writing blogs and stuff. If someone's out there watching this thinking, how do I get into brewing? What's Kevin's tip for getting into the brewing industry?
Yeah, my way was start a beer blog. Well, homebrew as well. Do a lot of homebrewing, perfect your recipes. I started a beer blog, got to know all the brewers and personally, and most of them in Northern Ireland. And then find one that's near to you and pester them until they give you a job.
Yeah. Look, Kevin brought beer to a job interview.
They don't do that unless it's a brewery job.
But for me, it was a very good thing because, like, we had brewers work with us that had went through the professional qualifications and the Harriet Watt, sort of brewing and distilling course. And I'm not in any way, saying that that's not a good way to get into brewing, but you went about it the hard way and worked your way up. And, like, if you're watching this at home, this guy started off with very basic training, and now I believe he's going to be consistently putting out some of the best beer there is in the country. So there's options there. Like, we've people that we sell ingredients to that have went from a homebrew background into like some of the most accomplished professional brewers that we have in the world, winning World Beer Awards. There's all sorts of ways to get into the brewing industry. So that's a very quick introduction to Kevin. You're going to see, hear and learn a lot more about what he's doing over the next while, but just wanted to introduce you to another member of our team. So we're going to take traditional brewing methods. We've installed some oak footers. We're going to take modern brewing methods with the high quality Brewix brewing equipment we have, and we're going to merge those. There's going to be beer wine hybrids, there's going to be mixed fermentation beers, there's going to be oak aged beers, bright beers, fresh beers. So when I call this our brewery, it's not just our brewery as in husband and wife brewery or our team, it's the community around us. So we're going to invite homebrewers in to brew, we're going to invite other breweries in, we're going to bring in some really special guests, and we'll record that footage and share that with you. So this is a really important space for us. It's something that's taken a long time and a lot of investment. Like, we've saved, invested to be able to do this, and it's been a huge undertaking, but we're excited for what that will bring us and the Irish beer community. It is a unit for everyone. It's something we've always wanted to do, and we hope that you follow our journey, and thanks so much for watching on this occasion. Happy brewing.